Nah.
Okay, your girlfriend?
Ain't no stand. Where you stand that you have?
We're live.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. I'm Priest and Officer 500, Officer YAHUAH, and to my right.
Priest and Officer YAHWAH, 50.
And we're also joined on Shamar by a Priest and Officer of 1,000, Officer Ibad Hayah. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Philadelphia Sabbath service. Okay, kind of. All right, this is I.S.U.P.K. Philadelphia. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Philadelphia Sabbath service. Right, the I.S.U.P.K. was started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Since 1969, the I.S.U.P.K. has been bringing out the truth of the Bible that so-called Blacks, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Indians are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. So what do we do on the Sabbath day? We light the incense, we have the menorah, we have the shofar, or the horn, the ram's horn, we have the Torah, the law, right? And then we we have read 7 verses of different priests, and we conduct the service, and we read over the nation of Israel, as it says in the book of Nehemiah. If you could get me that real quick, Carl. Right, so that's what we're doing here. So those of you that's joining us on TikTok, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, share and like the class real quick. Just give me a second. Let me share the class myself, if I could.
Nehemiah 4, sir?
No, I think it's I'll get it for you. Give me a second. What it says.
And he read therein before the street.
Yes, that's it.
83 slot.
Call it chapter and verse.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 2. No, Salaki, the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra, the scribe, to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. Verse 2. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding, upon the first day of the 7th month. Verse 3. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate.
So that's like going to camp, but also we're doing the same thing here when we have the Sabbath service in the physical building, in the school or the classroom. Read.
Before, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women and those that could understand, and the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law.
Right, the book of the law, that's the Bible, right? The Torah and the Tanakh, right? The Old Testament, the law, and the other books of the Old Testament and the New Testament. You understand? So that's what the purpose of the Sabbath service. So if you're tuning in, that's what you're seeing. While we have the headpiece on, this is our ancient apparel that the Lord commanded us to wear. Studs, fringes, right? See, the priests have a glorious war belt on, priest Bakar Yala. So, and we read out of the Tanakh. See that? If you want to see, it's in the Assyrian Hebrew, right? If you can see it. So, you know, we live our rap, so to speak. So we're just gonna get ready to go into the reading of the law, the scriptures, the history. So we'd have to call up the third priest and Officer Ibad Hayah. Present thyself. And up here at Majum. Pause it. You raised it up. And up here at Majum. So Ibad Hayah, present thyself.
Ibad Hayah, Ban Bunyami, Ban Yashua.
Ibad Hayah, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yashua.
Yahabashim Yashabakatham.
Yahabashim Yashabakatham. Shah. I'll get that to a reading start. Bear with us a second. Hey, Shalom. All right, so now we fill the chalice with wine.
YAHUSHUA, which means to Israel.
So far. Imagine Wasar, Wapanya Hakodam, rise and face the east. While we send up these prayers.
When the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, arm lifted up. Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Dash,
Kodash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shimka,
Shamka, Yahawah, Malakotka, Taba'ah,
Tazaka,
Batazaka,
Ayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Baharataza, Kawa,
Ayah,
Hayah, Bashamayim,
the
the Nawa, Lacham,
Cow,
Yawan, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawat Nawa, Wala'ah, Tabi'ai Nawa, Banasai One, Abal, Abashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Lacha, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatara, Awalumyam, Aman. Lord's Prayer English translation. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua, Babakusha, the Thunder Nawa, Akak, Larpa'ah, Kamakala, Kamadawa, Akak, Latahor, Amatazariah, Akak, Amathia, Akak, Arakawa, Atama'ala, the Gorashan, Ba'ashem Yahushua. English translation. Yahawah, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power, the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
YASHUA.
Wahabayah. Saparim. Ba'ashem Yahushua. English translation. Yahawah.
Yahawah.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
Israel.
And the school. In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
I.S.U.P.K. powerful blessing. Barakatah Yahawah.
Barakatah Yahawah. YAHUSHA.
YAHAWAH.
YAHAWAH. Natazabaya. Alawak Yahanna. Halawak. Arasaranya. Akwatazayaya. Akayayaya. Wahagwathian. Yahawashia. English translation. Bless you, Yahawah.
Bless you, Yahawah.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General YAHANNA. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahawah. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Aisha, Ayanya, Ahoria, Mayan, Yabah, Izoria, Ma'ain, Yahawah, Aisha, Shamayam, Maharataza, Naitan, Lamawat, Magalka, Ayanawan, Shamarka, Anala'a, Yawan, Wala'a, Yahushuwa, Shalomar, Yashua, Yahawah, Yashmarka, Yahawah, Tazalka, Yawamam, Ashamash, La'a, Lachaika, La'ira, Layala, Yahawah, Ashmarka, Makawarai, Yashmar, Atapashka, Yahawah, Yashmar, Taza'atka, Waba'atka, Wa'ata, Psalms 121, English translation. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
For whence cometh my help?
Whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahawah,
Help cometh from Yahweh.
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Do not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
You that keep thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
slumber nor sleep.
Yahawah is thy keeper.
Thou art thy keeper.
Yahawah is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Thou art thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Sun shall not be thy day.
nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahawah shall preserve thee
Thou shalt preserve thee
from all
from
evil.
all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Thou shalt preserve thy soul.
Yahawah shall preserve thy going out
Thou shalt preserve thy going out.
and thy coming in
And thy coming in.
from this time forth
This time forth.
and even forevermore.
Forevermore.
Psalm 33 in Hebrew. Al-Hayam.
Al-Hayam.
Al-Damalaka.
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Karash.
Al-Bakarash,
Al-Shakwat.
Al-Bashakwat,
Al. Kayahana.
Kayahana,
Al-Yabika.
Awayabika,
Yahamayawan.
Yahamayawan,
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash,
Al-Aimaka.
Al-Aimaka,
Al-Yamwa.
Yahweh,
Sawadah.
Sawadah,
Al-Qadah.
Laitha,
Al-Aitazawah.
Aitazawah,
Al-Tazabawanyaka.
Al-Tasapawanika,
Morva.
Amorwa,
Akawa.
Wakawa,
Rakakina.
Wanakakila,
Goya.
Ogolia,
Wala.
Wala'ah,
Yazakar.
Yazakar,
Shem Yashua.
Shem Yasha'ala,
Wadah.
Iwada,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Wa'aitazawah.
Aitazawah,
Ba.
Laba,
Kadwa.
Lachadwa,
Alika.
Alika,
Waya.
Wariyah,
Rakwa.
Yakwa,
Ahaya.
Aholia,
Adawam.
Adawam,
Yashemai.
Yashima,
Ayuyam.
Ayuyam,
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba,
Magarin.
Balgorim,
Ball.
Gabor,
Wa'amawan.
Wa'aimawan,
Wa'amalak.
Wa'aimalak,
Alashah.
Palashah,
Alashah.
Aimishabia,
Tazawar.
Tazawar,
Mashawar.
Mashawar,
Alawa.
Nanawa,
Alamam.
Alamum,
Ayawa.
Ayawa,
Zarwai.
Zawai,
Ayalawat.
Labanyalawat, Salah,
Ashalaham.
Aishalaham,
Kamadian.
Kamadian,
Kasaya Sara'ah.
Kasaya Sara'ah,
Kayabian.
Kayabian,
Banakal.
Banakal,
Koyashwan.
Koyashwan,
Nashamadwan.
Nashamadwa,
Ayan the Ira.
Bayam the Iwa,
Ayawa.
Ayawa,
The Mun.
Yaman,
Datman.
Nadatma,
Tumba.
Shayatambwa,
Nadaya Pawa.
Nadayadmawa,
Kaira.
Kaira,
Kazaba.
Makazaba,
Kazaba.
Makazaba,
Kazabmanai.
Makal Tasmanai,
Kanasi Kumwa.
Hold Nashi Akamwa,
Ashore.
Ashore,
Marwa.
Amorwa,
Irishah.
Nairishah,
Nawa.
Nanawa,
Ah.
Ah,
Nawa.
Nahawat,
Al-Hayam.
Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatunwa, Galgala, Aquash, Panyaraka, Kaash, Ira, Wakwalaba, Salahat, Ariyo, Khan, Daradatma, Basairaka,
Wabasa Pataka,
Babalum, Mala'a, Panyahum, Kualawan, YAHUSHUA, Jumka, YAHAWAH, YAHUSHUA, YAHUAH, YAHUAH, YAHABADWA, YAHUAH, Kayata, Shimka, YAHAWAH, Labatka, Aliyawan. All right, Psalms 83, English translation. Keep not thou silent, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace.
and be not still, O Yahweh.
Be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a
For
tumult,
lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
and they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together
They have consulted together.
with one consent.
One consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
Tabernacle of Edom.
and the Ishmaelites
And Ishmaelites.
of Moab
Moab.
and the Hagarenes,
Hagarenes.
Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot.
Open the children of Lot.
Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished in Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Made their noses like a red, and like the end. Yea, all their princes, as the Ba and as Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh, my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, and as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. Oh, Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, Lord the Most High, over all the earth. Sir, which means to turn. SHALAM here. Now let's go straight into the reading. Good. If there's any questions in the card on social media, let me know. Good to see you, YAHUAH. I have here Genesis 38 of Sabbath.
And 27.
27. Okay. You want to take the first 21, Baba Kushal?
Okay. This is the book of Genesis with 38 and verse 20 and verse 27. YAHAYAH Ba'ith L'Datha YAHANNA Tha'awamyam Bat na. Verse 28. YAHAYA Bala Datha Yathan Yad the Quack Hamay Yordaf the Quashar Io Yadwa Shunya La Amar Za Yataza Ra Ashna. Verse 29. YAHAYA Kam Mashabyab Yadwa YAHANNA Yataza Akyawa Watha Amar Ma Paratazah I.O.C.K Paratazah YAHWAH Shamwa Paratazah. Verse 30. Akar Yataza Akyawa Ashar Io Yadwa Ha Shunya YAHWAH Shamwa Zarak. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 39, and verse 1. YAHUSHUA Rad Matazara Yama Yakwana Pawa to Yapar Sarayam Para Iha Shar Hata Bakyum Ayash Ma Tazaria Ma Yad Haya Shemai Alayam Ashar Hawa Radah Wa Shema. Verse 2. YAHAYA YAHAWAH Ath YAWASA YAHAYA Ayash Matazor Yak YAHAYA Baba Yath Adon Yawa Amatazaria. Verse 3. YARAH Adon Yawa Kaya Yahawah Athwa Wakar Ashar Hawa'ah Asha Yahawah Matazal Yak Ba Yadwa. Verse 4. Wayamataza'a Yawasa Khan Ba'ayan Yawa Wayasharath Athwa Wayapa Kwadawa Io Bayahwa Wakal Yash Lawa Nathan Ba Yadwa. Verse 5. YAHAYA Ma Azah Ha Paquayad Athwa Baba Yathwa Wa'il Kal Ashar Yash Lawa Wayabarak Yahawah Ath Bayath Hama Tazaria Bagalah Yawasa Wa Yahya, Barakath, Yahawah, Bakal, Ashar, Yashua, Babayath, Waba Shaddai. Verse 6. Waya I Zab, Kal, Ashar, Lawa, Bayad, Yawasa, Wa La'a, Yadai, Athwa, Wama, Kaya, Am, Ha, Lacham, Ashar, Hawaah, I.W.K, Yahaya, Yawasa, Yapa, Ara, Yapa, Maraaha. Verse 7. Yahaya, Achar, Hadabarium, Allah, Thasha'a, Shath, Danyawa, Ath, Yunya, Il, Yawasa, Watha Amar, Shakapat, Ya. Verse 8. Waya Ma'ain, Waya Amar, Il, Ashath, Adanyawa, Han, Adanya, La'a, Ya Dai, Afya, Ma, Baba Yath, Wakal, Ashar, Yash, Lawa, Nathan, Bayad, Ya. Verse 9. Ayun Nawa, Gadawal, Baba Yath, Haza, Mamun, Ya. Wala'a, Shak, Mamun, Ya. Wama, Kaya, Am, Awathak, Ba Ashar, Ashath, Ayak, Aisha, Haraiha, Hagadalah, Hazaf, Wacha, Ta'afya, Layum. Verse 10. Yahaya, Kada, Bara, Il, Yawasa, Yawam, Wala'a, Shemai, Aliyah, Alya, La Shakab, Ataza, La Yawath, Ima. Verse 11. Yahaya, Kaiha, Yawam, Haza, Yaba'a, Haba Yabath, Haba Yathath, Haba Yatha, La'a Shawath, Mala'a Kathwa, Ayan, Ayash, Nasya, Haba Yath, Sham, Baba Yath. Verse 12. Wathatha Pasha, Baba Gadwa, La Amar, Shakaba, I'm Ya, Ya Izab, God, Baya Da, Yanaz, Yataza, Ha, Wataza. Verse 13. YAHAYA Kara Watha Kaya Azab Bagadwa Bayada Wayanaz Hahawataza. Verse 14. Wathakwara La'inash Ya Bayatha Watha Amor La Ham La Amor Ra'awa Habaya Lanawa Ayash I Barya La Tazahak Kwak Banwa Banwa Ba'a Al Ya La Shakab Aim Ya Wa'a Kwa Ra'a Ba Kwa Wall God the Wall. Verse 15. YAHAYA Kashamaywa Kaya Harayamathya Kwa Wall Ya Wa'a Kwa Ra'a Waya Izab Ba Gadwa Atazoya Waya Naz Waya Taza Hacha Wataza. Verse 16. Wathanak Bagadwa Ataza La Id Bawa Adunyawa Al Bayahwa. Verse 17. Watha Dabar Al Yawa Ka Dabaryam Ha La La Amar Ba'a Al Ya Ha I Bad Ha I Bar Ya Ishar Ha Ba'ath La Nawa La Tazakwak Baya. That's the end of the verse 21 of war.
What was that?
It's not there.
Genesis 38 and 27.
Okay. Oh, you can take it up. Uncle Sean.
You stopped at 27, you said?
Well, I started at 27.
38, 27.
And I stopped at 39 and 17.
Oh, God. Here you go, sir.
Well,
Oh,
do the English. Okay.
Come on. The book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 27.
Genesis 39 and 17.
The book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 27. And it came to pass in the time of her travail that, behold, twins were in her womb. 28. And it came to pass when she travailed, that the one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, This came out first. And 29. And it came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that behold, his brother came out. And she said, How hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore his name was called Perez. And afterward came out his brother that had the scarlet thread upon his hand. And
So this is sort of like Jacob and Esau, right over that Bible.
Right.
Seems the same, similar with twins, right? That struggle within the womb. Go ahead, Ricard.
However, how hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore his name was called Perez. Verse 30. And afterward came out his brother that had the scarlet thread upon his head, and his name was called Sarah. The book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him out of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither.
Right. So let's explain that real quick. So remember, Joseph's brothers was jealous of him, so they sold him into slavery. So he was sold to the Ishmaelites.
Right.
So now the Ishmaelites is selling Joseph to Potiphar, an Egyptian. So this is now how Joseph is going to get established in Egypt. Read on.
Verse 2. And the Lord was with Joseph.
Read that again.
And the Lord was with Joseph.
And the Lord was with Joseph. So even though he got sold, the Lord is still with him. What's that example to us today? A lot of times we go through a lot of stuff, right? Our light get cut off. Right? Okay, our light get cut off, right? Or you got to borrow money, or you know, whatever happened to you, get fired from your job, right? We thinking that the Lord is not with us, but guess what? You still, as long as you still have breath in your lungs, the Lord is still with you.
Right.
So it says the example is Joseph. He was sold by his brothers,
Right.
and was enslaved with the Ishmaelites.
Right. Right.
But it says what? The Lord was still with them. So we would look at that and say, man, that's hell. Like how we are here in America. We're in slavery in America.
Right.
But the Lord is still with us because why? We have the I.S.U.P.K. We learning our identity. You understand? You're tuning into these classes, getting your identity back, getting the answers in your mind that you always had. Why are we on the bottom of society? Are we doomed to this position? Now we're learning, no. The reason why you felt like that because you knew that there's greater for you in life. And that greater is the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Through our King Yahushua. Read on, Bakar.
And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master the Egyptian. Verse 3. And his master saw the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. Salaki, if I could.
Go ahead.
Give me straight, sir. But it said, and the master saw that the Lord was with him. That's the same thing with Christ. People understand that Christ and the Most High is one. Meaning, if you see me doing good works, you see that the Lord is on me. Like if you see us doing good works, you see that the Lord is on us. That doesn't mean that we're God. It means that God is showing himself to us, right?
To us, right. It works. Right. So what they don't understand is if you, with that whole debate about is Jesus God, they don't understand of a construction corporation and a foreman, right? So now, what's one of the famous builders that we know about? Cushman and Wakefield. Everybody ever heard of Cushman and Wakefield? Right? They into real estate, right? So say Cushman and Wakefield is a real estate firm, meaning they buy buildings and refurbish them or do whatever they do with them, right? And then turn them into office space. So now Cushman and Wakefield is the firm, right? So now they send out, accept bids from different contractors, right? So contractor, ABC contractor, you know, FX contractor calls Cushman and Wakefield and they submit their bid, right? Cushman and Wakefield now find the best bid, the lowest or the cheapest for their bottom line, right? And so they contract ABC contractors. When the building is finished being built, who gets the credit, ABC or Cushman and Wakefield? It's called the Cushman and Wakefield building, right? Because why? Even though the contractor from ABC is the actual builder, the person that hired him is the one that get credit. So to bring it down on a carnal level so you could understand, the Most High is the contractor. And right, is the real estate company or the broker, right? The Most High. And Christ is the foreman, which is on the job site, make sure everything get done. Make sure that the foundation is laid, the steel beam go in, right? The rebar go into the concrete, and then you build from the foundation, you start putting what? The cement blocks around the foundation, around the skeletal infrastructure of the building. Then you put the sheetrock and make the different rooms until you get to the roof, and then you seal it in. That's what Christ did. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. It didn't say the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was with the power, or the powers, plural. And the Word was made flesh. That's Christ. So I don't know how they're so confused. In the beginning, the Most High made Yahawashi. And after he made Yahawashi went on the job site and then started building from there. So when it says without him, Officer Bakar, nothing was made from the time that he was created. They thinking that he created himself.
How can you do that?
That don't make no sense because they lack understanding of the scriptures. You understand, YAHUWAH? The Most High made Christ. And then after Christ was the beginning of the creation we read about in Genesis. In the beginning, the Elohim made the heavens and the earth. What is Elohim? Elohim is the plural of power. So it's the powers, plural. Means God, Christ, and the angels. Is that a hard concept to understand? TikTok, YouTube, Facebook? To oversimplify it, the Most High made Christ, and then once the Word became flesh, and then Christ started making the creation, without Christ was nothing else made after that point. That's what it means. But they keep going and say without him was nothing made, meaning he made the Most High or something. I don't get where they're trying to go with that. Right. That's why it's called Genesis, the beginning point of when the creation was. It's like asking, does God have parents? If Jesus is God, then who's God's parents? And if God had parents, does his parents have parents? When they come with you with questions like that, Solomon simply said, just tell, hey, when you could tell me what the weight of a flame is off a side, and you could count the number of hairs on your head, then I'll give you the answer to if does God have parents. But until then, all we have to go with is the words that's in the scriptures. Right. Go ahead, McCall. Let's get through this reading. Deviate into that topic. But that's the hot topic in the earth today, is Jesus God. Right. And the reason why is because black people are in slavery. And Christianity was given to us by a slave master. And our slave master do not understand the Bible. Right. To prove that, because hold where you're at and get me Psalms 50 and 16. Scripture says that God be true and every man a liar. So I could say it, but I'm going to let God say it.
Psalm 50 and 16?
Psalm 50 and 16, to understand why in Christianity being taught to us by our oppressor, the so-called white man, they don't understand the Bible. Number one, the Bible is the book of black people, and the Bible speak in slang. And because they are carnal, they're not spiritual. So the things that's carnal cannot understand the things of the spirit of a side by. Right. So when white people read the Bible, they read it like, they read it and they just look at it carnally. Right. They don't go into what the spirit of what it's saying. It's sort of like if I say, yo, man, that chick is cold. You know what I mean? It's cold outside and she need to put a coat on, or cold is an adjective to describe how physically she looks. You know, right? That's a cold joint right there. Right? That's how black people speak. Right. And Edomite will hear it. I don't say, then why don't somebody get her a jacket? Right? In our Father prayer, when Christ spoke slang, give us our daily bread. What do black people call money today? Bread. What did Christ call money 2,000 years ago? Bread. Go ahead, Bakar.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked God saith.
But unto the wicked God said. Who's the wicked? Our oppressor. We could go into that, but we just saying the oppressor is the wicked. How you know? Because they unalive innocent blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, right? They made a holiday of the slaughter of the Native American called Thanksgiving. So we don't got to go into a whole bunch of examples. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, you celebrate genocide. So that day, the wicked, the oppressor. They have a day dedicated every year when they celebrated the mass unaliving of women and children. So they the wicked. So this is who the Bible is speaking to. Unto the wicked, go ahead, Officer Bible.
Also, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So that's how you know who's controlling the earth. The ones who could tell you can't fly above the 33rd parallel. You understand? The ones that tell you need a passport to come in and go. Right. To die, you need a death certificate. Right. To be born, you need a birth certificate. So they get you coming into the world and going out. Right. Go ahead, Officer.
But unto the wicked God said,
to the white man God said, our oppressor, read.
What hast thou to do? What hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
What are you doing with the Bible? Read it again, please.
What hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Read on.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
Or that they should take the covenant in the mouth. The covenant was made to Israelites. Romans 9 and 4.
Right.
New Testament, right?
Right.
The covenant they made with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
What do they do calling themselves Jewish? What are they doing saying that they're a child of God, saying that they read in the Bible? Read on.
Seeing thou hatest instructions.
Seeing thou hatest instruction. What's one of the instructions? Do you know there's a law in the Bible that tells you you're not supposed to steal a man from his land? What did they do? They went into the coast of Africa and they stole us and sold us. Right? And the Bible has dietary law. They tell us pork is the other white meat. Right? They say what? Crab, shrimp, or lobster is a delicacy. Right?
Right.
They hate instructions. You're not supposed to kill. They unalive us every day. Go ahead, officer.
I think the French, they eat snails.
Yeah, they eat snails. Abominations. But the main thing, thou shalt not kill.
Right.
Right? They're the number one unalivers on the earth. Right? They oppress in Haiti.
Right.
Read on.
Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my word behind thee.
And take the Bible and throw the Bible in the back. And then tell our people the book of Enoch, officer by.
Right.
Read the book of Enoch. The Anunnaki. And now black people run around talking about Anunnaki. No, listen, when the Bible said there were giants in the earth, if you would say, man, Shaquille O'Neal is a giant among men in the sports world. What does that mean? Does that mean Shaq is a giant? Or let's use a better example. Allen Iverson is a giant among men in the sports world. In stature, Allen Iverson is small, right?
Right.
But you would say he's a giant as a metaphor to describe him, right? So that's what the Bible said. They were giants in the earth, meaning men of great stature. That's what it means. It don't mean physical giant, fee, fi, fo, fum. No, that's not what it's talking about.
Right.
So that who Anunnaki, seeing that though cast the word behind them. So the oppressor is not supposed to teach us the Bible. So if you're a black Latino and you're saying you're a Christian, you're already losing the battle right there. Because Christianity came from the mind of our oppressor.
Right.
Christianity is what they think the Bible is saying.
Right.
That's not what the Bible is saying. The Bible says that the black people, the Latino people, and the Native Indians are the chosen people of God. The Bible says you're not supposed to kill or unalive. You're not supposed to steal. You're not supposed to bear false witness.
Right.
They lie on us every day. Right? They're saying that the economic problems in the United States of America is because of the so-called migrants, Bakayala. Right? So on the news, they're saying we're eating the cats and dogs. But then if you turn on Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA Monday nights, you see the documentary, it shows what? The owner of the plant is saying, thank God for the Haitians. How come that story don't get national publication, Bakayala? Do they publicize that? That the town, the Episcopal church in the town saying what? Thank God for the Haitians. Because before the Haitians came, my church was empty. Before the Haitians came, my workforce was down. Now that the Haitians is here, my workforce is up by 79%. My productivity is up by 79%. 80% improved. Because why? All the Edomites in that town in Ohio, they all strung out on meth. Yeah, all the oppressors, all the white people in that town, they all strung out on meth. But just like what the scripture says, right? They lie, the father of lies. They put in the media, we're eating the cats and dogs. Why? Because they're jealous. While they're home, strung out on meth, they see the Haitians there in the plant, working in the plant, in the church, and bringing up the community. while they strung out on meth. So because, and like they did what with Black Wall Street during the Great Depression, America was in a what? Depression, but black people, we were thriving because we was excluded out of the economy of America.
Right.
So when America fall, black people, we just go about our business because we're not a part of them.
Right.
So just like them, they lied on us and said because they seen how we was living, we were flossing on them, officer by shining on them.
Right.
They came and burned down Black Wall Street. Bringing it up to today, 2024, in Ohio, the Haitians is there, bringing up the productivity of the company, supporting the community, beautifying the community, right? Because they're working in a plant. So what do? They take the money they get from the plant, they patronize the local shops.
Right.
Right? They go to the local church. So now the pastor is saying, thank God for the Haitian, because all my own people, the oppressors that live in this town, they're not coming to church because on Sunday they high on meth watching the NFL. So that's what the scripture says. What are they to do to declare the statutes? White people is not supposed to teach you the Bible. So if you come in with any type of ideology you learn from the white man, then you already know you're losing the battle.
Right.
So if you went to a theologian school, throw that all out because you don't know the Bible. You know what they taught you, which is what? Lies. So let's go back into the reading.
Kind of flock if I could.
Go ahead.
I realized all theologians and apologetics and all that, when they be talking, half the time, all they saying is, oh, it'd be so many different words and terms that it's not even biblical.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, that's like ICG, that's not biblical. Like, nobody in the scripture is saying all that. Like, y'all just try to make something up and bring in your own religion and doctrine and stuff, really, basically.
One of the main, outside of the Most High in Christ, one of the main things why attracted me to the UPK is the masculinity, the aggression. Like we have those shirts, aggressive with the truth.
Right.
I don't know about y'all, but to me, any man outside of the UPK sounded feminine to me. Oh, I must have said the magic word, Bakar.
Yeah.
Right? To me, when I be watching listening to Captain Tuzariak debates, I be like, yo, I be saying to my rib, yo, these dudes sound mad and feminine. And then you look at the Christian church, and now all you see is sodomy in there. You understand? So I don't listen to nothing they say. All that, like he said, what the hell is apologetics? What are they apologizing for?
Right.
I read the scripture and it says Christ taught as one in authority, not as the scribe oversight by.
Right.
I mean, Christ didn't ask nobody for nothing. It even said that Christ was so gangster that they said Christ was the person that would eat from your land and he didn't till it off the side by. You know what priest I'm talking about?
Right.
That's the type of person Christ said, listen, man, I take what's mine. I take whatever off the top. Even if I didn't plant the vineyard, I'm gonna eat the wine from that vineyard.
Right.
That's how he was. He had to get a tenth of everything. You understand? So go back into the reading. You want to bring out off the side by? Anything you want to bring out off the side by? Well, okay, let's go back into reading. Let's get through this.
The book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 4. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house. And all
and
that.
He made him what? Let's not skip over
overseer.
that. He made Joseph overseer. So now Joseph came from being a slave, being sold by the Ishmaelites, to now he's second in command. He's the overseer. Read on.
Come. And over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person.
So like,
Use the mic, please.
pretty much like for folks like out in the world to really understand what happened, pretty much Joseph became like a CEO.
Right.
You know, that's all.
Right. And it says that they got blessed. Egypt got blessed because of Joseph, just like America got blessed. I seen a TikTok video with this Edomite talking about how if black people was to leave America, America would be back like the caves. Right? Because without black people, you wouldn't have no cell phone. Without black people, you wouldn't have GPS.
Right.
Without black people, you wouldn't have PlayStation. Without black people, you wouldn't have blood banks.
Right.
Without black people, you wouldn't have a laptop, the personal computer. Without laptop, you wouldn't have a Ring camera. You wouldn't have refrigerated food. You wouldn't have an iron board. You wouldn't have a chair, folding chairs. Correct? Right. Traffic would be a mess. The sanitation system, all that came out of the mind of black people.
Right.
Music, culture. Right? We set the trend. That's why every commercial you see on TV got what? Some hip hop behind it.
GPS.
Yeah, GPS. You understand? Every technological advance you see came from the mind of black people. We don't get the credit publicly, but it came from our brain. So if we would leave, America would be like the Caucasus Mountain all over again. So when they tell us, hey, go back to Africa, I always say, hey, when you go back to the caves. Continue.
Okay.
7.
And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. Verse 7. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me.
So just like what happened with Emmett Till. What happened to every black man here in Babylon, in America.
Right.
Here you go Becky, so-called white woman, oppressor's woman. See your brother, lie with me. To prove that, I just seen a story. Do y'all remember Baylor University, where RG3 played for? Remember the coach of that team?
Oh, Robert Griffin Jr.
Right, Robert Griffin III, right? He played for Baylor. After he got drafted #1, the school was in Art Broyles, I think. Art Broyles was the name of the coach, right? After RG3 left, the school was flying high because, you know, it was a small school in Texas, but because of RG3, other cat eyeballs got on the school, so other people was like, yo, that might be a university I could go, you know, ball out at. Right after that, a sex scandal came out. The coach got fired, his whole staff got fired, and some of the players got locked up. I just seen one of the brothers was just found not guilty. How many years ago was that?
13, 10.
His whole NFL career snatched from him. He just was found innocent 13 years ago. Because why? Some oppressor's daughter said she was SA. So that's what you're reading. This happened thousands of years ago to another black man by the name of Joseph. Read on.
But he refused, verse 8, but he refused.
But he did what?
He refused.
Yeah, he's not like y'all weak Negroes that they're running around with these, calling them snow bunnies. No, cave beasts. And nothing like a rabbit about them. Rabbits are cute. You running around with the cave beasts. The damn troglodyte. You ever got up close on these cave beasts? Because they have blonde hair, you can't see how hairy they are until you get up on them. And you look at a white woman's arm and see how hairy she is? Like a damn Yeti. So it says Joseph refused her. He said, nah, that's what he said. Read on.
My master would not what is with me in the house, and he had committed all that he had to my hand.
So he said, he made me second in command, so I ain't going to try to take what's his. He let me level up. So why I'm going to go against him? Why I'm going to bite the hand that feed me? If he gave me all this, you was his, I don't need you. You can't compare to all this other wealth I got. You greatly inflated your own self-worth. Read on. Verse 9.
There is none greater in the house than I, neither have he kept back anything from me, but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do the great wickedness and sin against God?
Great wickedness. So Joseph knew that adultery is great wickedness.
Right.
And he was telling her too, like, you ain't on my level. He gave me everything except for you. And you are like that. You belong to him. You could keep that. Read on.
And it came to pass, verse 10, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her.
So she was kept on trying to get at him. Always getting at him. I just seen that Vicky girl made a post talking about she's single and she's looking for a black athlete. That's what she think of you, black man. The heathens know that when you get a little bit of money in your pocket, you don't have no self-value in yourself, much less value your mother. You go get a cave beast. You go get a troglodyte woman. You go get a Caucasian 304. Read on.
And it came to pass that she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her, or to be with her. Verse 11. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. Verse 12. And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand, and fled, and got him out. And it came to pass, verse 13, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand, she was fled forth. Verse 14, that she called upon the men of her house, and spake unto them, saying, See, he hath brought in Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice.
Right. If y'all seen that movie Rosewood, they depicted that, where it was an Edomite troglodyte woman, the oppressor's daughter, right? She was a 304, right? Hopefully, if you don't know what a 304 is, right? And she was lying, cheating on her husband, committing adultery. And when she got caught, she blamed it on the black man. She blamed it on us. And Rosewood was burnt to the ground. You see what they did to Emmett Till on the words of Becky, the so-called white woman, right? And guess what? Now you black woman is learning what what this cave troglodyte do to you, right? Black woman was gassed up by the white woman, right? Vote Kamala, vote your gender, vote your gender. When the white woman went in the voting booth, guess what she did? She voted her race. So all that Donald Trump is Mr. Grab him by the box. He has 40 felonies. The white woman went in there and said, I'm voting my race. Dumbass black woman talking about, I'm voting my gender. And then what? You went out in front as the crash test dummy because the white woman gassed you up, and then they left you standing there looking stupid. That's what Becky does. The same thing she did to you is what she do to the black man. Accuse him of something that he didn't do. So they gas you up to do something that they themselves wouldn't even do. They voted their race.
Right.
And then the next day after the election, because they started the 4B movement. No sex with any black man because y'all voted for Donald Trump, which is a lie. Black men voted for Kamala in a large number. You know who may push Donald Trump over the winning line? White women. So while they were gassing a black woman up, they went and voted their race while they told you to vote your gender. And in the history of this so-called fake relationship between the black woman and the white woman, you always standing there holding the bag. You go out front of these movements like the crash test dummy, and they stand there leaving you holding the bag. They get all the benefits, and you get all the bumps and bruises.
Oh, you're talking about Sean Oakman. That's who was a football player. He's actually from Philly, too.
Yeah, what's his last name? Oakman. Yeah, brother lost his whole NFL career based on a lie from so-called white women. And we see the same thing happen thousands of years ago to Joseph. That's what we read. Read on. And look what she said. Hey, read that again. Read 14 again.
That she called her to the men of her house.
So she called the men of her race. This is a Hamite, right? An African woman, but could be, bring it up to today, a white woman, right? Same thing they do to us. So she called the men of her race. She called all the white men, read on.
And spake unto them, saying, See, he had brought in Hebrew.
He had did what?
Brought in Hebrew.
What do we see today? What do they say in the media? The migrants is the problem. The migrants is the problem. How is the migrants a problem? They come here and work for no wages. They're not hindering your job. Not that that's all the migrants do. They come and do factory work. You understand? They come here and they productive members of society, but the media, because Our oppressor, that's how you know he's the wicked, because the scripture says Satan, which is the prince of the air. What is the air? The airwaves, the media. And they put these lies about our people in the media. The same thing is that she's doing to Joseph back then. Why did she say he's a Hebrew? She could have just said you brought this man in the house, but she specifically called out his race. He's a Hebrew. Read on. Go ahead.
That Negro.
Right, that black man. These black people. Why you gonna bring them around us? Our property values go down, which is a lie, because who controls property values? The banks. Read on.
Unto us to mock us, he came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. Verse 15. And it came to pass, when he heard that, I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me, and fled and got him out. Verse 16. She laid up his garment by her until the Lord came home. Verse 17. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, the Hebrew servant which thou hast brought unto us came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass as I lifted up my voice.
So you see, she keeps saying Hebrew. She didn't say this man. They keep focusing on race, and then they tell us why you always make it, or you want to pull the race card. Our oppression is not a card we could pull. So when they even say that, that's an insult. That's a disrespect when they say you pull the race card off a sideboard. But we let them get away with it. You can't tell me I pull no goddamn race card. Ain't no card that I could pull that I'm getting oppressed, that you slander us in your media, you mass unalive us. Go ahead, grab the mic.
Like, you know, you might be a slave, and like your supervisors or your coworkers might be talking about something that happened on the news or happened in like the work area somewhere else or another type of work area, and you might ask like, was they white or black? Like, you know, what was their race?
Right.
Like, you know, like get offended. You know, you can't even ask if, you know,
Right.
their identity, you know, you can't, it's like, you know, you can't, it's like almost, you can't even say a white person. Like, you can't even say, oh,
right,
that person's white. Like, you can't even use the word white as slave.
Right. And the thing is so crazy, Yana, all this, right? Our oppressor, right? We're in slavery. We all could agree black people is here in slavery, because why? How you know we're slave? We don't have the ability to punish the people that oppress us. That's what a slave is. When you don't have the ability to fight back, you're a slave. So now that we get that out of the way, when we go on these jobs, who is the one that tells you have to put your race on the job application? Is it the black man going in to work, get the job? If anything, we be trying to hide who we are, because we know the minute we put black, we're not even going to get the job. They throw applications in the garbage. So we be like, man, and so the best thing that they did was when they put that part on the application, now they say it's not mandatory, it's voluntary. I know every black person just skip over that, like, oh, it's voluntary? So I ain't telling you know who I am. You ain't gonna find out I'm black till I walk through that door and I already got the job for the interview. I'm not, why would I dub myself, you know, before I even get started? Why? Because they made it an issue, and that's what's going on here. See, that's what Solomon said. The more things change, the more they stay the same. What is old is new, off the side by, right. And what is new has been happening. Right. There's no new thing under the sun. Meaning what? The nation's been prejudiced against us. They've been hating us. And that's what we read an example of what happened to Joseph. Okay, come on. So I'm gonna do 18 to what, officer Bob?
18 to 40 and 15.
Okay. Carl, you wanna take it or you want me to take it?
I'll take it.
Okay, let's try to get through it because we gotta shut down a little bit.
18 to 40.
39 and 18 to 40 and 15.
Okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 18 in the Hebrew. YAHAWAH ka wayam kwa walaya wa kwaya waya azab bagadwa. Say it once. Ad Tazalaya
Nas.
Wayanas Hakawataza. Verse 19. Oops. Verse 19. YAHAYAH Kashamai. Is it Kashamai? Adanyawa Ath Dabarya Ashafwa Ashor Dabarah Al Yawa Lamor Kadabaryam Hala'a Aisha Laya Ibadak Ibadak Wayakor 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 Apawa Apa Aipawa Apwa. Come, verse 20. Wayakawak Adanya Wayasak Afwa Wayathan Hawa Al Bayath Hashor Makwam Ashor Asa Warya Hamalak Asa Waryam Wayahaya Sham Babayath Ashor Hashahor. Asahor. Verse 21. Wayahaya Yahawah Af Wayasap Wayat Ayawa Kasad Wayatan Kanawa Ayanya Shor Bayath Hashor Hasahor. Verse 22. Wayatan Shor Bayath Hasahor Bayad Wayasap Ath Kal Asayorum Ashor Babayath Shahor Wa'ath Kal Ashor Aishayam Sham Hawa'ah Haya Aishaha. Verse 23. Ayan Shor Bayath Hashahor. That's prison. Yera'ah Ath Kal Awam Wama.
That's correct.
Bayadawa Bashor Yahawah Afwa Washor Hawa'ah Aisha Yahawah Matazalayak. Genesis chapter 40 verse 1. Wayahaya Akor Habadabayam Ha'ala Kata'awa Mashak. Is it Mashak? Mashakwa Malat Mataza Yoriam Mataza Rayam.
Remember the test.
Oh, Mataza Ryan. I don't know why. Apa Ladanyam Lamalak Matazarayam.
So that's the king of Egypt.
Kamakan. Verse 2. I'm going to 10.
15.
Wayakot tezapa Porai,
And then ha at the end.
Pariah, Al Shanya Sarah Sayawa Al Sharai. How's it? Shara.
Sarah YAHUAH.
Sarayazawa Al, what's that next word? Shar.
Sure, yeah.
Shar.
Mhm.
Hama Sakwayam Wa'al Shar Ha Awapayam. Verse 3. Wayathan Atham Bashamar Bayath Shar Hatabakayam Al Bayath Ashar Makwayam Ashar Wayasap Asawarsham. Verse 4. Wayapakwad Shar Atapakayam Ath Wayasap Atham Wayasharaf Atham Wayahayawa Yamayam Basha Mashamor
Ba Mashamor.
Kamakan. Verse 5. Waya Kalamaya Wa Kala Wam Shanaham Ayash Kalamawa Balayala Akkad Ayash Kapa Darwam Kapa Farwam Kala Mawa Ha Mashakwa Waha Apa Ashur Lamalak Matazarayim Ashur Asa Waryam Babayath Hashahar. Verse 6. Wayaba Al-Yaham Wayasap Babakor Wayara Atham Wahanam Apayam. Verse 7. Wayasha'a Ath Sir Saya. Verse 7.
Right. Yasya.
How you say it, sir?
Sarayasya.
Sarayasya. Pariah. Ashur. Afwa. Ba. Mashamor. Bayath. Adan. Adunya. No. Adunyawa. La'amor. Madawa. Madawai.
Yeah, Madawa.
Madawai. Panyakam. Yorayam. Hayawam. Verse 8. Waya Amorwa. Ayawa. Kalawam. Kalamanwa. Manawa. Wapathor. Ayan. Aftawa. Wayamor. Alaham. Wayasap. Halawa. Layam. Patharanyam. Saparwa. Laya. Verse 9. Sapar, Shor, Hamash Quayum, Af, Kalawa, Laya Wasak, Waya Amor, Lawa. Is it Lawa?
Come.
Lawa, Wakal, Wamya, Wahana, Gapan, Lapanya.
Yes.
Verse 10, this is the last one, sir? 15.
15.
15. Wabagun, Waba, Gapan, Shalasha, Shor, Yagum, Wahawa,
Kapar Kaf.
Kaporka, Alda, Nataza, Habashayalawa, Ashaka,
Yeah.
Ya, the Bayam. Verse 11. Wakawas, Paraaya, Bayadaya, Wa'akwak, Ein Bayam, Shakat, Atham, Kawas, Parai, Wa'athan, Hakawas, Kapa, Paraya. Verse 12. Waya Amor, Lawa, Wayasap, Za, Thor, Nawa, Shalashaf, Hashor, Gayam, Shalashaf, Wamayam, Hum. Verse 13. Iwad, Shalashaf, Yamayam, Sha'a, Parai, Ra'ashak, Wahashayab, Bak, Al Kanak, Wanathath, Kawas, Paraya, Bayadwa, Kamashapat, Hara, Ashawan, Ashar, Hayath, Mashakwaha, verse 14. Kaya Aim Zakor no, how would you say this one?
Zakarathanya.
Athak, Kasor, Yayatab, Lak, Wa Ashayath, Na'a, Imanya, Kasad, Wahazakor, Thanya, Parai, Wathasha, Athanya, Mai, Habayath, Azah. Verse 15. Kaya, Ganabathayah, Maratazah, Hyperayam, Wagam, Paha, La'a, Aishaya, Saya, Kaya, Shemwa, Athaya, Baba, Koya.
Oversight by. I'm gonna read the last 7, so then we could just read that whole thing in English, so we could.
Okay.
All right, Genesis 40, verse 16. Waya Shar Ha'apa Yum Chaya Tawab Pathar Waya Amar Al Yawasa Ap Anya Bakal Ramya Wahana Shalash Shah Salaya Khorya Il Ra'ashya, verse 17. Wabasal Ha'il La Yowan Machol Ma'akal Para'ith Ma'aisha Apa Y.A.H.W.A.P Akol Atham Man Hasal Ma'il Ra'ashya, verse 18. Waya'ain Ya Wasap Waya Amar Za Pathar Noah Shalasha Shaf Hasalayim Shalashaf Yamayim Hum, verse 19. Ba'ai Rad Shalashaf Yamayim Yasha'a Para'ith Af Rahashak Ma'ayla Yad. Is that Yad or Yak? That's a Yak, right?
I.O.C.K.
Wafa La Awafak Il Iza Wa'akal Ha'ai Af Bashar Rak I Ma'ayla Yak, verse 20. Yahaya Baya Wom Hashala Shaya Yawam Haladath Af Para'ith Waya Aish Slakia Waya Aish Mashatha Lakal Ibada Yawa Ibad Yawa Wayasha'a Af Ra'ash Shar Hamashakwa Yum Wa'af Ra'ash Shar Ha'apa Yum Batha Wad Ibadayawa, verse Ibadyawa, Slakia, verse 21. Wayashab Af Shar Hama Shakwayum Il Mashakwa Wayathan Hakawas Il Kap Para'ai, verse 22. Wa'af Shar Hapa Yum Thala Ka'ashar Pathar Laham Yawasa.
That was it.
Okay, so we gotta kind of go through it real quick if we could.
Come. I read it.
So we go back to 30. Is it 39 or 40?
39 and 18. This is the book of Genesis, the 39, verse 18. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out. Verse 19. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spake unto him, saying, After this manner did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. Verse 20. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound. And he was there in the prison.
Okay, so to bring y'all up to speed, for those of y'all that's just tuning in, reading the story of Joseph. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers. He was then sold by his brothers to some Ishmaelites, some Arabs. The Ishmaelites then sold them to Potiphar, an Egyptian. While he was with Potiphar, Potiphar raised them up to second in command, or basically a foreman or manager or CEO of his operation, right? While he's running the operations, Potiphar, the man that Joseph worked for, his wife was stalking him. He dubbed her, so to speak, right? Let's speak in our today vernacular. He dubbed her. She got mad, got in her feelings, and now she's lying on him. She lied on him. Now he's thrown in jail. So that's where the story's at. So now we're going to continue, and we're not going to break the rest out. We're just going to read it for time's sake. Go ahead.
Verse 21. But the Lord was with Joseph.
The Lord was who? With who?
With Joseph.
Even though he was in prison, the Lord was still with him. Read on.
And shewed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Verse 22.
So who's that? The CO or the warden?
Right.
Read on.
And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison. And whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. Verse 23. And the keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him, and that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper.
So whatever Joseph did, prosper.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 40, and verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord, the king of Egypt. Verse 2. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butlers and against the chief of the bakers. Verse 3. And he put them in the ward in the house of the captain of the guard into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound.
So now these two officers that offended the Pharaoh, the king, he threw them in prison. But remember, who's running the prison? Joseph had it on lock. Read on.
Verse 4. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them. And they continued a season in war. Verse 5. And they dreamed, both of them, each man his dream in one night. Each man according to the interpretation of his dream, the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in the prison. Verse 6. And Joseph came in unto them in the morning and looked upon them, and beheld, they were sad. Verse 7. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of the Lord's house, saying, Wherefore look ye so sadly today? Verse 8. And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me thee, I pray you. Verse 9. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph, and said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me. Verse 10. And the vine were 3 branches, as it was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. Verse 11. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. Verse 12. And Joseph said unto him, This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head, and restore thee unto thy place. And thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the manner when thou wast his butler. Verse 14. But think of me when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house.
So, okay, so in the 14, he's saying, yo, I'm going to tell you what's up. When you get out and you get your job back,
Right.
don't forget about me.
Right.
Send me some commissary and put a good word in for me.
Right.
Right? Okay, keep 15.
Verse 15. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon.
So now, Joseph's life to this point, he's catching hell.
Right.
His own brothers dubbed him. Right?
Right.
Then the Ishmaelites sold him.
Right.
He get a good job, he raising up, and every time he do good, guess what happened over side body? He get knocked down again.
Right.
Got lied on by this broad.
Right.
Right? So now, but because the Lord is with him, he's in jail. So to him, he's looking like he's catching hell, but the Lord is still showing him favor.
Right.
So now, because the Lord is showing him favor, he's in jail, but you know, he gets to be in charge. He basically second to the warden.
Right.
He's an inmate, but he's running the jail.
Right.
Right? So now the two inmates that's in there with him, they catching hell and they confided in him, and he's giving them the breakdown. Don't worry, you're gonna get your job back, but when you get your job back, make sure you don't forget about me. 16.
Verse 16. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream, and behold, I had 3 white baskets on my head. Verse 17. In the uppermost basket there was all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh, and the birds that eat them out of the basket upon my head.
Okay, so stop real quick, right? To give you an example of what the other dude did. It's sort of like when you see Captain Tazari at Car Chronicles. You got mad people that got their own beliefs, but they always call him and asking him for what? The answers. Even though they want to debate, something in their spirit says, this man knows what he's talking about.
Right.
Let me put what I'm thinking up against what he thinks he knows, and let the truth come out in the wash. Right? If you watch Captain Tazari Car Chronicles, what always happened over side by? When they're about to get smashed, they overtalk him because they don't want to get cut, and then they dip off. Right? Or they ask for the answer, stay patient, and then the truth come out. And even if that person that asked the question don't get edified, guess what? Somebody else that's watching the program, they get the edification.
Right.
To bring it back to Joseph. Somebody seeing Joseph answering questions, now they want to come and peep and see what he did. Now he want to get the answers to his question. Right? And that's the I.S.U.P.K. What always happens? They always go to a fake Israelite, get confused, and ultimately they got to come back to the I.S.U.P.K. And then what they always tell us? What I spoke to an Israelite, meaning a fake Israelite, but I know he don't got the answer, so I got to come to where the home of the truth is. I know you guys have the answer. Right? Even fake Israelites be sending people to ask us questions. Right. Go ask you. So then if this is the home of the truth, then why are you even wasting your time with the fake Israelites?
Right.
Read on, Bakar, 18.
Verse 18. And Joseph answered and said, this is the interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Verse 19. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee. Verse 20. And it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants. And he lifted up
Hold on, let's not skip that. So birthdays is a heathen custom.
Right.
That's an Egyptian custom. Because when you read about the history of Israel, you never heard about nobody talk about their day.
Right.
And even when you read about Job, the 1st chapter, how did his kids get unalive? They were talking about birthdays.
Right.
Read on. Just a quick side, when I just seen he said the Pharaoh celebrated his birthday. That's a heathen custom. And we know in Jeremiah the 10th chapter, it says, learn not the way of the heathen. So birthdays are a heathen custom. If you're an Israelite, you Black, Latino, Native Indian, birthdays are a big la'ah. No, that's a no-go. That's a dub. Read on.
That he made a feast unto all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butlers and of the chief baker among his servants. Verse 21. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. Verse 22. But he hanged the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them.
So both of them got their reward. Joseph was right on both accounts.
Right.
One got his job back, and other dude got unalive. Is that it?
That was good.
All right, so we're going to bring that to a close. It's basically kind of self-explanatory. We ain't got to go into any back and forths. But if you could just real quick, just put everybody that's on there on the summer jam screen real quick.
Okay.
And then you can come back up. Bakar, any questions?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Somebody said, say Christ is Lord right now.
Christ is the Lord, but he's not the Most High. Lord is a title. So yeah, Christ is King. I'll say that. Christ is King. He's our King. So
The title is Christ is not God, so you know that gets Christians mad. So.
yeah, they get anything. But we already read 50:16. If your understanding of the Bible is coming from white people, you already lost in the sauce. White people do not know the Bible. It's Psalms 50:16. If you don't believe, I read that and I believe that there's no Edomite on the face of the earth that can tell me anything about this book called the Bible. I don't care if he studied archaeology. He has 24 years in the theologian seminary studies. Negro, please. I don't want to hear nothing from no white man about this Bible. They don't know the Bible. They can't understand the Bible. That's why they think that the Trinity, that's a white concept. 3 in 1. Where you get that from? Immaculate conception. And all that goofy stuff. Nephilim and all that. That's from the brains of white people. You understand? So, you know, just come into the I.S.U.P.K, attend these classes, tune in online, you know, and don't listen to nobody else. This is the home of the truth. We already read Obadiah. Obadiah already gave you the prophecy of the I.S.U.P.K. 1969, the UPK was started. 1969, our oppressors went to the moon. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? Officer Ibai, a lot of people need a lot of precepts and a lot of back and forth. We don't need none of that. We already know this is the truth. This is the home of the truth. I.S.U.P.K, undefeated. Because it says what? If this was of man, it will fall. But because it's of the Most High, it should stand. And many men came and tried to destroy it, but it's still standing. What? The Spirit of the Most High God, and through Son Jesus Christ, and through our leader, Commanding General YAHANNA. So with that, we'll bring the service to a close. Any questions in the class? No questions online? All right, so the men up here, bring the service to a close. I Madium, you need to stand. Shafar. Okay, Slaki, what car you want the challenge Papa Kosha. The water.
YAHUSHUA, which means Israel.
And Mariam Wasar Wapanya Hakodam. All men rise and salute the Torah. Yahawah Hashem Yahushua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Now, Imagine Wasar Wapanya Hakodam, rise and face the east.
The Lord's Prayer.
The
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah. Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawah.
Yahawah.
Lakwa.
Lakwa.
Ba'ah.
Abba.
Badazayaka.
Badazayaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baharataza.
Maharataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Mashamayim.
Mashamayim.
Tolanawa.
Tolanawa.
Kham.
Lakham.
Cow.
Cow.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalachnawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kawafnawa.
Kawafnawa.
Wasalachnawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kawafnawa.
Kawafnawa.
Bala'ah.
Bala'ah.
Ba'ayanawa.
Bayanawa.
Nasayawan.
Banasayawan.
Abal.
Abal.
Ashayanawa.
Ashayanawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Kaya.
Ka.
Lakha.
Malakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wahala.
Wahala.
Wadabara.
Na'elohim. Amen.
English translation, Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom
Thy
come.
kingdom come.
Thy will be done in
Thy
earth
will be done in earth
as it is in
as
heaven.
it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
Forgive us our debts.
as we forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
deliver us
from evil.
evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thy kingdom.
and the power,
Power.
and the glory,
Glory.
forever. So be it.
So be it.
Hebrew. Yahawah Hashem Yahushua.
Yahawah Hashem Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Tolanawa.
Tolanawa.
Akak. Akak. Rapa'ah. Kamakala. Kamadawa. Akak. Tahor. Amatazariah. Akak. Ba'akim. Hamathia. Akak. Arakwa. Atama'ala. The Garshan. Hashem Yahushua. Wadaman.
Power English translation. Yahawah.
Yahawah.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal
Power to heal.
all manner of sickness
All manner of sickness.
and all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so much.
Bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahawah Hashem Yahushua.
Yahawah Hashem Yahushua.
Tolanawa.
Barakanawa.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Wayabayah.
Wahabayah.
Safari.
Safari.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua. That's Israel, English translation. Yahawah.
Yahawah.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us
Bless us.
and Israel
Israel.
and the school.
School.
In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
I.S.U.P.K. powerful blessing. Barakatah Yahawah.
Barakatah Yahawah.
Yahushua.
YAHUSHA.
Bayaka'Allah.
YAHAWAH.
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 Bayan.
Matazabayah.
YAHANNA.
YAHANNA.
YAHAWAH.
Harasaranya. Akwatazayaya. Akaya. Yahawah Hashem Yahushua. Power structure blessing, English translation. Bless you, Yahawah.
Bless you, Yahawah.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
angels.
Commander General YAHANNA. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahawah. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you so big.
Psalm 121 in Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Aisha. Ayenya. Ahoria. Mayan. Yaba'ah. Isaiah. Ma'ain. Yahawah. Aisha. Waharataza. Ayathan. Namawat. Ragalka. Ayanawun. Shamarka. Hanala'a. Yanawun. Bala'ah. Yayashun. Shawamar. Yashrala. Yahawah. Shamarka. Yahawah. Tazalka. Aliyad. Yamnanka. Hawamam. Hashamas. La'ah. Asaka. Lairak. Balayala. Yahawah. Hashamarka. Kalawai. Hashmar. Atkapaska. Yahawah. Yashmar. Tazatka. Wabaatka. Maita. Wa'aid I will love. 121st Psalms, English translation. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from
My
Yahawah,
help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahawah is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahawah is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahawah shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Shall preserve thy soul.
Yahawah shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Psalm 83, in Hebrew, Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Adamayalaka,
Adamayalaka,
Takara,
Atakarash,
Adashakwa,
Wahatashakwa,
Al,
Yahanna,
Kayana,
Yabika,
Awayabika,
Yahawan,
Yahamayawan, Wa'ash,
Alaimaka,
Al-Aibaka,
Yumwa,
Yahuyamwa,
Sabada,
Sawada, Waita, Waitazawa, Al-Tazapawanyika, Amorawa, Akawa, Wanakakiro, Wagoya, Wala'a, Yazakor, Shom Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nabaitazawa, Laba, Lakadwa, Ayaka, Moyas, Yakarapwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Washimai, Alayam, Mawaba, Wagoya, Wabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalat, Palasha, Abishabi, Tadawar, Damashawar, Manawa, Ayman, Ayawa, Zarwad, Naboyanawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamalia, Kasaya Sara'a, Kayamia, Manakal, Koyashma, Nashamadwa, Bayan Iowa, Daman, Ladakma, Shayatamwa, Nadayamawa, Kaira, Wakazaba, Wakazaba, Oh, that's your Kunwa, Ashur, Amorawa, Narusha, Nawa, Nahawat, Halayim, Alahayam, Shayatamwa, Agabala, Wash, Wapanyawaka, Ka'ash, Nawa Ira, Wakalaba, Kalahat, Mariam, Kar, Daradakma, Masa Irika, Wabasa, Napaka, Nabalum, Balam, Honyahum, Kolawan, Wayabakwashma, Shemka, Yahawah, Bashma, Wayabahawa, Ayai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kayata, Shemka, Yahawah, Babaka, Ayawan, Alkaharakaza. English translation, Psalms 83. Keep not thou silent, O Yahawah.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahawah.
Be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumult,
enemies make a tumult.
and they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people
against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have
They
said,
have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off
let's cut them
from
off.
being a nation.
Be the nation.
Like the name of Israel
Name of Israel.
may be no more remembered.
Be no more remembered.
But they have consulted together
They consulted together.
with one consent.
What you said.
They have confederate against thee,
We are confederate against
the
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacles of
the
Edom.
Israelites,
Israelite.
of Moab,
Moab.
and the Hagarenes,
Hagarenes.
Gabon,
Gabon.
and Ammon,
Ammon.
and Amalek,
Amalek.
the Philistines,
Philistines.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
For sure go to joint with them,
Sure, go to join They have hope in the children of light. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished in the door. They became as dung for the earth. That they know who's like a red. Like the air. Yeah. All their princes. As the Bob and as Almuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahawah in possession. Oh, my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burneth the wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. Oh Yahawah, let them be confounded and trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahawah, the Most High, of all the earth. Set up the curses. Curses. Repeat after me. Blessed are you, Yahawah. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahawah. In the name of Yahushua. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us. Thy prophet, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen. And shake loose the treasures of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into the sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues, and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army Navy, Air Force Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channel, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, through the whole world. Cause them to shake as thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Sisters Yeshabiam, I'm sorry. Oh, you got no spot. Slacking, remain standing. Sisters Yeshabiam, men of Israel, we're going to give each other a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Shabbat, Barak, Yahawashi, Yahushua, Brakatah, Yajamata.
Sar, which means to turn, face the sisters. Sisters Imajum. Your Imajum Shabbat is your right hand clasped over your left, your head covered and bowed, and your feet at a 45-degree angle. You repeat the salute back to us. Men of Israel, Imajum, Imajum Shabbat, Imajum, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Hashem Yahushua. Yajabata, class dismissed. Anybody want to be anointed, step up. And for those of y'all in this class, and you could tune into I.S.U.P.K. Delaware to continue the Sabbath service.